Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Incarnation Alive. Today, we are interviewing Miss Erica Shortridge, the coordinator of Christian Formation, and we're going to get to know her a little bit. Erica just started working here officially July 1st, 2019. And in her first year, we've had a global pandemic and everyone has gone into lockdown. So typical year for Incarnation, Christian Formation, standard operating procedure. But as many of you know, Erica has long been involved at Incarnation. Both of my children have been under her care in Little Christians about 23 years ago. So Erica, tell me about how you got involved originally at Incarnation and all the stuff you used to do, like Vacation Bible School, Little Christians, et cetera, et cetera. Go.
Absolutely. So before the plague, there was a lot of fun that was happening here. A great story. How I became involved in Christian Formation is as a mom. I was looking around for a great Catholic church. I had my first daughter, and I found Incarnation. Didn't know very much about the community. I enrolled her in Christian Formation, and her teachers were Jamie and Karen Lario. Great couple. And I loved the craft she was coming home with, the songs she would sing, the formation she was being given, and it was great. So I offered to help.
Rookie mistake.
At the end of that year, found out that Jamie and Karen were going to be moving on to other ministries, and that help turned into being a co-catechist. And I became the co-catechist for the 3-year-old class. And yeah, it was about 29, 37, 40 years ago, somewhere around there.
Right.
It's been a while.
BC. Now, you mentioned your daughter, and it has been my pleasure as the youth minister to have both Maya and Jill come through my program. And Jill is still involved as a sophomore, hoping to get confirmed this year, but who knows because we're all locked down. So looking at Jill and Maya, which one's your favorite? We got to know.
Absolutely. It is Jill. And
poor Maya.
And don't tell Jill that Maya is my favorite. That's my answer.
Well, the good news, Maya, if you're watching this, is Maya is attending the University of Virginia, where both her mom, Erica, and I also matriculated. So, wahoo wah, UVA love. Don't listen to that shade, Maya. She loves you. And so Maya and Jill have been through my program. However, as many parishioners will note, that you have a lot of babies these days. There was a stretch of time where I felt like you came with a new baby every week, and it was like, you got kids everywhere, and you're like, hold my baby, hold this baby. Hey, tell me about that process of how you wound up with so many kids.
That's a little personal, Patrick.
Okay, next question.
But I'll tell you about how I'm a foster mom.
Sweet.
That counts. Cool. So I became a foster mom back in 2016, and foster care is something so normal to me growing up. My grandmother was a foster mom before they called it foster care. It was more like take care of your community, take care of your friend's child. And my grandmother always had children in the house. She adopted my uncle through foster care, and that word just started to become more normal as I grew up. Several relatives adopting their children. My mom had foster children in the house. And so when Maya and Jill got old enough, I said, yeah, that's something I want to do. And I have had a lot of babies coming through. It's been awesome. I've had 9 children in my care over the past 4 years.
That's significant. That is quite more than I have had. And I have felt overwhelmed with the 2 that I have. So I don't know how you do it, girl, but if you're watching this video, pray for that woman right there because she needs some prayers. Help lift her up. So right now you are in the process of trying to adopt a few dozen of these children.
I am. So this church has been amazing in supporting me to say yes. And I met this family about 2 years ago and have been called to support in providing permanency for some of the children in this family. And so, yeah, my adoptions are in process.
Awesome.
My sons should permanently have my last name in the next few months. So this pandemic's not slowing that down.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. And as someone who has adopted myself, I love that. I love that you were taking these kids in. I recently had my 17-year reunion with my birth mother. So adoption is something that's really near and dear to my heart. And I know that there are other families in our church community who are fostering kids and supporting, it takes a village. I know that there are lots of parishioners who are helping just love on your kids and help us get through the difficult times. Um,
So there's a chance that my sons will turn out okay, right?
you know,
Turned out.
fair to Midland, with enough help from the other people in the community to mitigate all the craziness you're instilling in those kids. Absolutely, Holy Spirit. With God, all things are possible. So we got this.
Amen.
So now that you're stuck in quarantine at home with 5 children, whew, I know there are ups and downs. There are challenges. There are times when it's crazy. But what has been like the best moment or like a blessing that you have experienced in motherhood during this time?
I think the biggest blessing has been getting to know them.
Mm.
Foster to adopt is a crazy experience. I said yes to being their permanent mom before I even really met them. And that's a crazy thing to do outside of birthing your own children, especially since these kiddos are coming to you for a reason, right? And it's not just going to be a typical motherhood experience. So this has really allowed me to get to know them. I've spent a lot of quality time with them. And by a lot, I mean a lot of quality time. But it's been awesome. I think about when you said what's been my best motherhood moment, it actually was born out of a crazy moment. It was the middle of the night, and I just had that motherhood thing where you open your eyes and you freak out because something's going on,
Your,
something's wrong.
your
And
antenna. My mom sense is tingling. Go.
and I'm a boy mom, so I have surveillance in my house. So I checked all the cameras, all the kids were fine.
Yeah,
Poked
we
into
got we
Jill's.
got a code red in sector 3. I'm gonna check on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're runners. They're runners. So checked on Jill, she was okay. Checked on Maya, she was okay, and I just went back to sleep. But it was that moment where I was so happy that I could check on all of my kids
Mm.
in such a quick amount of time because the pandemic has made us be all together.
Yeah,
And every night I go to bed with all my kids in the house, and I know that they're safe. So it's pretty
that's
cool.
awesome. Well, good. That's awesome. So, if you were to ever have free time again, what would you do in your free time? Let's say years from now, when the pandemic is over and quarantine has been lifted and all your kids are somewhere else and you have 3 minutes of free time, what would you do with those 3 minutes?
So the crazy
Hypothetically.
answer is probably get more kids because
It's too quiet. I got free time. I'm starting to twitch.
yeah, the long and short of it is my long-term free time goal is to be a professional foster mom.
Hmm.
I actually want to do hospice foster care. It's a crazy kind of a thing, but it's a need. And so I think about when all of my children are grown and gone, I will be able to provide that type of medical um, foster care service. But when I have those quick moments alone, I'm actually really kind of boring. I like
No, that's
really
true. That's
silly
true.
TV.
I can vouch for that.
I like I'm not listening. I like Oprah. I like Dr. Phil. I like court TV shows. Um, I like key lime pie. I like Diet Pepsi.
Oh, what about
I
Doritos?
love the pillows in my
You
bed.
gotta
I,
mention.
I said I like those things. I love Doritos.
Hmm. All right. So if you are watching this and you're thinking, I need to give Erica a care package, it should include Doritos, like the Costco size, to feed
Correct.
26 people or just Erica, a 2-liter Diet Pepsi that she drinks warm. I'm not
Correct.
kidding. That's gross,
I don't.
but she loves
That's
it.
right.
And a key lime pie. I didn't know that about you. That's good
Edward,
though. Key lime
Edward
pie,
and
crumbled
key lime
Doritos,
pie.
and a shot of Diet Pepsi to wash it down.
Yes.
So care packages, get on that. So you mentioned goals of being a professional foster mom. Let's take that goals idea and go back to Christian Formation. You've been here for getting on a year. Well, in your staff position, right? Full-time staff position. You've been here almost a year. Looking ahead at the next year, 3 years, 5 years, assuming that, quarantine removes itself. What are your goals for Christian Formation? Where do you want to take this joint?
Absolutely. So for me, Christian formation involves our kiddos all the way through to our adults. And so what I love the most is that our parish is a 50-50 Spanish English language community. And my goals are to continue to strengthen that collaboration and partnership. I love in the hallways that you hear English, you hear Spanish, and you hear that coming from um, every different direction, our children, our adults. And I really want to make sure that we continue to be as inclusive and mirroring as possible. Um, we also have a strong RCIA program for our adults. I really want to, again, mirror that same program within our children's faith formation, ensuring that our kids have that same journey to their faith as our adults do. We're really proud of what we bring to our adults, and the children can receive that same experience. I think another one of my goals that would be amazing would be to work with Monsignor and our leadership team to bring kind of like a Catholic university, if I could call it that, a way in which parishioners can have the resources that they need and have the curriculum that they need to be a well-formed Catholic. It's so important, not only for our adults and their own faith formation, but for those adults who are parents and who are leaders in our community to pass along the faith in a way that is well-formed. And lastly, I mean, we got to do it fun. It's got to be fun. If we're going to embark on all of this, we've got to do it in a way that keeps Incarnation energetic. The reason why I came here is because Jamie and Karen were crazy fun about their faith. I want to ensure that that stays what Incarnation is known for. So
Awesome. Well, and definitely, I think this community sees that in you. If you think back over the years to your Vacation Bible School announcements after masses and the things you would dress up in and bring to the microphone, you are not boring, my friend.
no.
You are not boring. So that's awesome. So we had one more question that we get a lot for people. What's your favorite saint? Who is your favorite saint? Do you have one?
Yeah. So again, um, the Blessed Mother, period. And I think back to why she's my favorite saint. When I was growing up, I was taken care of by my grandmother, and my grandmother had this beautiful Marian altar in her home. And before I knew much about my faith, I could see my faith. I could see my grandmother adding to it. I could see her prayerful as she would walk past it. I would see candles lit for various reasons. And I didn't understand what was going on because I was young and just still experiencing my faith. But I knew that this had something to do with the strength of my grandmother, her reason for how she conducted herself. There was just something integral about this woman in our life. And so as I got older and I realized who Mary is, I got it. I got it. And she's really been my guide to walk by faith and to say yes, even in the unknown. And that's just really, she's my favorite. She guides me.
Awesome. Can't go wrong with the Blessed Mother. So one final question before we sign off, and that is, on staff, who's your favorite person to work with?
So Sheila is my favorite, but don't tell Sheila that Patrick is my favorite. And definitely Sarah has to be my favorite, but don't tell Jane because it's really Monsignor. Times it's Father Jaime, but it's also Deacon Tom
Who are you
and
going to forget? Who are you going to forget?
John.
Who are you going to forget? Go around the office. You're
Uh,
missing at least one. See, you shouldn't have tried to name it. The right answer here is Patrick. That's it. You just stop at Patrick. Nobody's feelings are hurt because everyone's like, yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. He's the best to work with.
Awkward.
Yeah, right. Anywho, any last thoughts? Funny stories, interesting joke that you want to share with the community before we say goodbye?
Patrick.
Favorite 13th century German theologian?
Yes. No.
All right, well, thank you so much, Erica Shortridge, for joining us this week on Incarnation Alive. We hope you've enjoyed, and take a look at our other videos in English or Spanish if you'd like. And we hope to see you guys soon. Hopefully you're staying safe, stay connected to our parish family, and stay connected to the love of God that keeps us all going through this time of quarantine. We love you. We miss you. God
Mother's
bless. We will see
Day.
you soon.